Hi, my name is Nayacombs. I'm a senior majoring in health education and promotion with a concentration in community health. I'm currently an intern for the ATOD Prevention Center, which stands for Alcohol, Tobacco, and Other Drugs. We are located in the Health and Counseling Center on campus, and our center doesn't preach abstinence of substance use to students, but instead teaches them about harm reduction strategies and how to use substances safely and responsibly. So for this major, you need at least 450 hours to graduate, so we at least need to be working for 30 hours a week to complete this. For every site, it's up to your supervisor to pick the hours, and our supervisor just happened to choose 35 hours a week for us. Those hours are really flexible, and you can choose to distribute them however you want throughout the week, as long as they fall between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. I currently work from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I was very fortunate enough to get a supervisor who was willing to be flexible with my schedule so that I could maintain a job as well. So I do currently have a job and I'm still able to manage my internship completely fine. So to be completely honest, I chose my internship based on location and past interns. There was also no internship site that catered to my interests, which was dentistry. But I live in the area, so I wanted to be fairly close to whichever site I was going to apply to. I had also heard from a previous intern that the internships on campus were more fun and engaging, which interested me because I obviously want to work somewhere that I enjoy and can talk to other people. If I have any advice, though, it would probably be to pick somewhere that interests you and that you feel would be the best fit for you. Also, take the time and opportunity to do research on the internship site to make sure that you have an idea of what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So some things to consider when picking an internship site is 1, am I interested in this? For example, if you're interested in the topic of mental health, you probably shouldn't apply to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Make sure you apply to places that support your interests. 2, what will I be doing on a day-to-day basis? When given the opportunity to ask questions about a site you're interested in, make sure you ask this question. You may think at Johns Hopkins you're going to be watching surgeries or scribing for doctors, but you may end up just answering phone calls and filling out paperwork. So it's super important that you ask this question so that you can confirm whether or not this is something you would want to do every single day. Number 3, ask yourself, could I see myself working in this environment in the future? For example, someone who is introverted and likes to keep to themselves maybe shouldn't intern at this particular site. Here we do a lot of communication with students all around campus with hosting events, planning and doing workshops, social media outreach, and etc. Or if you get overwhelmed quickly, you need to ask yourself, should I be working in an emergency room where there's going to be constant chaos and things are moving really, really fast? The last thing you should consider is, do I have the necessary resources to get to this site every single day? If you live in Towson and you plan to apply to an internship site that's located in Annapolis, you need to make sure that you have a reliable car or some sort of transportation to help you get to your destination on time every single day. So besides creating weekly turnip tip videos for our TikTok page, I had the freedom to create any event that I wanted to. So I chose to create a mocktail sip and paint event to kick off my site's annual Sober October campaign, in which we encourage students to take a month off from substance use. So the purpose of my event was to show that you could still have fun, but drink non-alcoholic beverages. It was a lot of fun. I had total creative freedom and I controlled every single little detail of the event down to the location and time. It was a great way to practice all of the skills that I learned in Health 430, 425, 432, and which you'll probably be taking next semester. Some things that I really like about my internship would be the constant reassurance and support that we get. Not only does our supervisor Jacqueline motivate us, but the graduate assistants and the ATOD peer eds are all encouraging as well. I also love the flexibility, the planning and hosting of events, all of the free stuff that we get, and the fact that there is always something to do. The most important thing that I really like about this internship is that it helped me give clarity on what I could do with my degree in this major. The past couple of semesters, I had been second guessing whether or not I picked the right major, but this internship gave me a lot of clarity that I did and that I can see myself doing this type of work every single day. One thing that I dislike about the internship is the days where there isn't much to do. Sitting behind a computer for most of the day is not really something that I enjoy, but it does give us ample amount of time to get other work done. Some things that I learned at TU that I thought I never would use would pretty much be all of the classes that I took for this major. Honestly, I didn't expect to actually utilize my classes like sexuality in a diverse society, or drugs in our culture, or epidemiology, and so many other classes. But it's actually crazy how within any health education work that you do, all of those things actually get utilized and come full circle. At the time, I thought these classes served as like busy work, but as I'm finishing up my internship right now, I really can see how I used at least one thing from every single class that I've taken. It's a bittersweet feeling because I was so stressed at the time taking these classes, but it's nice to know that I wasn't wasting my time and or money. Something that I wish I had learned here at TU is that grades don't matter. Obviously, to pass the class they do, but whatever grade you get in your classes is not always a representation of your intelligence. Sometimes people aren't great test takers, they're not great at writing essays, they were graded based on group projects, they were going through something mentally, or literally anything else. That doesn't mean you're unworthy of your major, and it doesn't mean you won't be successful in your future career field because you weren't very good in your classes. In the real world, there are no grades. All employers care about is that you're easy to work with, you're responsible, and that you get your work done. I wish I had this mentality 4 years ago. It would have saved me so much stress and internalized pressure on myself. If I could give any words of wisdom to students moving into their 400 level classes, it would be to stay on top of assignments and to be organized. There will be a lot of assignments you're tasked with that your professors give you, but also additional assignments to ensure that you're ready for your upcoming internship. And that moves to my next point, to just do assignments sooner rather than later. Get assignments done early so that you can ask questions if needed, and it'll also make life much easier on you because there are days where multiple assignments are all due at once on the same day from different classes, and it'll make it way less overwhelming. Next, there will be group work in almost every single class, so make sure you do your part and hold your group mates accountable for doing their work too. You all want to pass, you all want to do well in the class, so you all should be doing the work to make it happen. Last but not least, make sure to breathe. This semester can get very stressful and overwhelming quickly, so make sure you take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you can get through this semester, the rest is smooth sailing. So good luck, guys. You got this, and I promise it'll feel so worth it and rewarding at the end. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I hope what I said was helpful and gave you a little bit of insight into what you're getting yourself into next semester. I'm wishing everyone much success. To see what we do here at the ATOD Prevention Center, follow us on our social media platforms to see if this internship site is right for you.